OK. And don't you reckon I deserve some payoff for doing your dirty work for you?
Of course. And I've got a lot of little treats in store for you. Now, no one double-crosses me and gets away with it. So in future, you keep your mouth shut and do what I tell you, and I'll forget what I owe you. But you step out of line, and I'll give you a reward you'll never forget. Understand?
All right, ladies, rise and shine.
Oh, Mrs. Moore.
Come on, girls, move along there.
Boy, she's swift.
Gee, you don't look like you got much sleep, Bea.
I didn't. Lay awake all night thinking about poor old Lizzie lying in that hospital.
Yeah, what's going on then? Did Mrs. M say anything?
I thought you might be able to tell me something.
No, the whole thing's been a right old balls up all round, isn't it? Say that again. First Lizzie, then the concert. I was going to get you to take a night to Andy today, Chrissy. Now I don't suppose I'll ever see him again.
You haven't really lost out, love. You couldn't have gone on playing Romeo and Juliet after the concert was over anyway. The only person that's really lost out is poor old Lizzie.
Yeah, it's a bleeding shame, isn't it?
Latham, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be on the way to the showers. Now, hurry up.
Mrs. Morris, you heard anything about Lizzie?
No, I'm afraid I haven't. I rang the hospital earlier. She's as well as can be expected.
That could mean any bloody thing.
Well, I'm sorry, Bea. You know as much as I do.
Oh, terrific.
Hello.
What's the news?
No change. And no unofficial visitors. Oh, what am I going to do, Tony?
She'll be all right, Judy. The General's a good hospital. If you want something to worry about, have a look at this. We haven't got any rooms left except that little one at the end of the hall.
Yeah, and that's no bigger than a cupboard. I mean, if we have an emergency, we're going to be in trouble. We'll have to start doubling up.
Yeah, tripling up, more like it. We have to start getting rid of some of the ones who don't need this place anymore, or we'll be turning away people who do.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
If you're thinking Maxine, I am. Don't you think she's ready to make her own way?
Yes, of course she is, but we haven't got a hope. I mean, she thinks that this place is her home forever. She's not going to go out by choice.
Yeah, well, maybe we ought to give her a little push. Make her want to move on. For her sake as well as ours.
Yeah, and how are we going to do that? Maxine, for God's sake, you've just had your breakfast.
Yeah, I was thirsty. What she's talking about?
Oh, nothing. I was just moaning about my money problems.
Oh, join the club.
Well, if you're really having money troubles, I mean, you're not going to get kicked out of your flat or anything.
Oh, no, I can manage. As long as I don't buy any food or clothes.
Tony, I wish I could pay you more. I really do, or at least some overtime. I mean, God knows you work hard enough
Look, it's
for it.
not your fault. Besides, you do twice the hours I do, and I don't hear you moaning about the money.
Yeah, well, maybe I should start.
Fine. When you do, I'll join you, not before.
Listen, how about if you got someone in, you know, to help with expenses?
Good idea. Long blonde hair, sexy eyes. Hey, yeah, I'll be in that.
Yeah? Sounds more like Rod Stewart to me. Still, whatever turns you on, Tone. Leave me alone.
Not too long, please, Mrs. Morris. She needs all the rest she can get.
Mrs. M. Hello, Lizzie. How you feeling?
I didn't mean to be any trouble.
Oh, it's all right. Now, you just hurry up and get well.
It was a lovely concert, too. Now I'll never get to see it. Bloody Margot.
I think that's enough for now.
Lizzie, everyone sends their love. Mrs. Davidson, Bea, all your friends. That's why I wanted to come here, to tell you that personally.
Thanks, Mrs. M. God, you're a good sport. Tell everyone that
I'm not panicking, Doctor, but she looks terrible. Is she going to be all right?
To be honest, we don't know. She's got severe internal bruising, and her heart is very weak.
Oh, no.
And we must remember her age. She's a very old lady to have been through what she has.
Yes. Because we all thought that Lizzie would just go on forever.
Believe me, we'll do everything we can.
Now, if I can have a word with you about page 4, Governor, you'll see that Mr. Carlson
I would be
said...
quite happy to discuss this with you later, Miss Ferguson, but I really feel I should read all the reports first. Perhaps this afternoon?
Whatever you say, Governor.
So you refuse to speak to the police about Proctor's escape?
The only thing I've got to say to them is good on him, and I don't think they're interested in hearing that.
Then perhaps you'd like to tell me why you deliberately wrecked a scheme that could have meant more freedom for the women.
I wanted to get out. That good enough?
Oh, you're a fool, Gaffney. A selfish, self-centered fool.
Why? The way this place is run, it's a bloody miracle everyone doesn't try and break out.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
I've heard the women refer to you as the gutless wonder. Easy to see why.
Oh, yeah? Well, there's worse than me walking around this joint and they're getting paid for it.
Oh, come on. Is that an accusation?
Figure it out for yourself.
Oh, you're just headed for trouble.
Mrs. Powell, save your breath. I've heard it all before.
Well, Smith, you're back. What happened? They wake up and finally sack you?
No, they didn't. They laid me off because work was a bit slack.
Oh, I don't think the parole board would be too impressed with that. What do you think, Smith?
If I told you what I think, you're here and curl.
Miss Ferguson, we're wondering how Lizzie was.
Haven't got the faintest idea. I've got more to do than be worrying about escapades.
Yeah, but Lizzie wasn't trying to escape. She was too wrapped up in the concert.
What was she doing halfway up a ladder? A trapeze act?
Oh, I see. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Questions are for people, Smith. Not losers like Birdsworth.
I've got a gut full of that.
No, don't be. She's just waiting for you to make a move on her. Paddy's right, Bee. She's just going to ride you until you have a go at her. Then you're going to blow your parole.
Oh, all right, all right. But one of us is going to have to go.
Oh, I'm sorry, but look, that food, I don't know what they do to it. I need a bloody stomach pump. I think they recycle it. Yeah, that'll be right.
Lawson, can I have a word with you?
Mrs. Morris, how's Lizzie?
I saw her this morning, Bee. She sends her love.
Oh, then she's all right.
No, Chrissy, I'm afraid she isn't. She's very sick. I wish I had better news, but I think Lizzie's got an uphill battle ahead of her.
Poor Lizzie.
Come on, Lawson, you've got to visit her.
Maybe Dr. Weissman, I suppose.
No, actually, it's a lady.
Do you reckon Mrs. M's bunging it on a bit about Lizzie?
Well, why would she? She's the only screw you can trust around here.
I'm going to get that bitch Gaffney.
Yeah, well, remember, Ferguson's in on it too.
Up to her neck. Don't worry, she's next on my list.
Hi, I'm Kathy Hudson.
Sorry?
Andy's sister.
Nothing wrong, is there?
No, he's fine. Can we sit down?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just a bit surprised. I never thought I'd hear from him again, let alone meet his family. Look, I'm real pleased to know you.
Andy thinks a lot of you. He told me how you became friends, you know, working on that concert. He said you've got no family to visit you.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'd like us to be friends. And I could come and visit you regularly. After all, friends have to keep in contact, don't they?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, for you to take the time.
It's the least I can do. Now I've got my brother back.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, he's been in Woodrich long enough now for it to get to him. It was like he'd given up hope until he met you. Now he says he's got something to look forward to. He's more like the Andy I grew up with. I've got you to thank for that. Friends?
Yeah, friends.
Really, Erica, the security setup was a total shambles. I thought you and Crawford had it all worked out.
The whole business of prisoner fraternisation is new to us. Not that